Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me in SpringWatch. We're at the very final project of what has been 14 video tutorials coming out to you every day, back to back for the last 2 weeks, all focusing on the spring catalogue and a little bit of the celebration catalogue too. And today is the final project. And for the whole 2 weeks I've done a different giveaway every single day, and today I'm giving away a pack of the designer series paper. This is the Oh So Succulent paper, which is just stunning and I love it. And there are 2 ways to enter. First way, you can simply leave a comment here on YouTube or over on my blog, and that will get you 1 entry into the draw. Or you can make a purchase and that will get you 5 entries into the draw. Now I can take orders from 5 countries: the UK, the Netherlands, Austria, France and Germany. Now that does mean, because I'm a demonstrator and I trade only in those 5 countries as part of my agreement, so I can sell and recruit in those countries, it means I can only send the paper to those countries. However, I know that there's loads of you from outside those places who do follow my blog and my YouTube, so if you want to leave a comment too, that's absolutely fine. If you get drawn out of the hat, then I can't send you the paper, but I can send you some handmade goodies. So wherever you are, please enter. Now, this box, long before my time as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, apparently there was a die called a candy wrapper, I think it was called. I don't know, but you've got to finish like this. Now, it was before my time. However, for Christmas, my lovely husband got me a pack of Champneys treats, because I've been to a Champneys hotel earlier this year. And there was one was a bath lotion, I think it was a hand cream or something like that, and it came in a box, and I've deconstructed this one so I can see if I can get it back together again. And I loved it, and I thought that was really cool, and I was like, oh, I can pull it apart. So this is pretty much exactly the same, just adjusted very slightly. Obviously, you know, these great big companies use big tools and equipment to make their boxes, but I pulled it all apart and made it, and I have since, like I say, since discovered that there was a candy wrapper before I came along. But mine opens and closes in the same way, and this is what spawned the idea for my twist and close projects that you saw last week. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Not decorated at all. Kind of by the time I got to this point I thought I'm just going to leave it as it is because it's beautiful, but very clever. It doesn't need a huge piece of cardstock. 8 by 7 inches, which is 17.5 by 20 centimetres. Now we're going to score on the short side first. I don't really know why, to be honest, but we are scoring on the short side first. So score at 1 5/8 of an inch, 3 1/4, 4 7/8, and 6.5 inches. Whoops, don't jump it like I've just done. Which in metric is 4, 8, 12 and 16 centimetres. And on the long side, 1 7/8 of an inch, 6 1/8 of an inch, and 7 inches. What? Oh, 1 inch, 1 7/8 of an inch. I can't read my own notes. I'm going to have to show you. That says 1 7/8, and I just read it as 1 7/8 of an inch. So 1 inch, 1 7/8. Everything's on my blog. 1 7/8 of an inch, 6 1/8 and 7, which in metric 2.5, 4.7, 15.5, 17.5 centimetres. Okay. Oh, it hurts, doesn't it, sometimes? Okay. So what we're going to do now, we've got 2 lines here, 2 lines there. That's the panel we're going to use for closing purposes. We're going to do a line from there to there, so bisecting the whole lot like that, and we're going to do it across all 4 panels. So this time we're going to go from right to left and use a steel rule. You'll find it much easier than a plastic one. You can push hard on it, there's no give in it, and it's super flat. And that is my phone, and I don't know who it is, but I'm just gonna sit here pressing the hang up button so it doesn't keep ringing. And I don't have an answer phone on my phone. I do, built in. Turn off. It's a junk mail call. We've been getting them all day today. There we go, gone. Oh, and the doorbell as well. keep bisecting across both lines from corner to corner. We do need to put some extra vertical score lines in. I didn't do it. Often you'll see me say put a mark here, but it's not an exact mark. It's something like 9/16 of an inch is where we would put it. So that it was too complicated. So the easiest thing to do, grab your steel rule, hold it at this point here where you've got the bisection there and there, so that you know you're in a straight line. Honestly, I promise you this isn't as complicated as I'm making it sound. So I'm making sure that this is my straight line and goes straight up and straight down there. Oh, where's my light? There it is. So I've just simply put that in there. Now I could have made a mark and said, you know, done, but like I say, it was like 9/16 of an inch. So just keep doing that all the way along. And like I say, I know I'm in a perfectly straight line because my bisected parts are in exactly the same place. Okay. So there we go. So straight lines across. Now this is where I stopped. Now these parts here that Champneys have put in, when I did that on my prototype, it lent nothing to it. It gave me nothing whatsoever. So I thought I'm not even going to bother doing that. But come along and start folding your vertical and horizontal score lines. Don't worry about the diagonal lines or the mini lines. I would also suggest that this is not a project to do on any cardstock other than Stampin' Up. Anything thinner, it's going to go glug and crack. Anything thicker, it's also going to crack. Okay, so Stampin' Up only cardstock, please, thank you. These lines here that meet in the middle, fold towards yourself. This one fold away. And the same over here. Fold towards yourself and fold away. So you end up with that shape. Okay, we need to do a bit of a bend on our diagonal score lines. So just bend and crease and keep bending them. And you do get this really very pretty pattern. Isn't that sweet? It's like a step. And again, keep bending on both sides. It's a little bit of effort on this box, worth it. And then the last one. And it's worth it to do all this little bit of manipulation first. The square one, these little short lines, just a little bit of a wiggle with them, just to get them starting to work and manoeuvre before you start gluing everything down. Okay, DSP panels here, they measure 1 3/8 by 4 inches, so 10 by 3.5 centimetres, and again more of the beautiful so succulent paper. I love the paper pack. I'm interested to see what this project will look like. I had Sweet Sugar Plum and this sort of very all the Tip Top Taupe with just this little hint of colour on the first one, but I can't wait to see what this looks like with more detailed paper. There we go, so they're all on there now. Right, now to glue this and start bending, and you're going to be frightened when you start bending it at first, because you're going to think, it's not going to go, it's not going to go, and then it'll twist. So adhesive just down that panel, fold it over, grab your corner round it. It does make the difference. It makes it, it feels happier closing when you've got that bit in place. So corner rounder, and you can do a couple of layers at the same time. The one where you've got adhesive, it's a little bit stiff, but that would be where my adhesive is. There you go, because you've got the extra bit of cardstock. And apparently glue. There we go. Okay, this is where the fun starts. You're kind of having to push everything in while bending on the diagonal. So I'm following this diagonal line, and it will twist and open. And you're kind of flaring it at the same time. So I'm pushing with my thumb and flaring, and it suddenly goes. Obviously I've got the other side to do again. So I'm pushing in, I'm following the diagonal line, and it's beginning to go, and there it goes. How cool is that? Love it. That is so cool. Do you want me to do that again? So, and because I've already started all of the fold, so I'm just using all of my fingers to push, and it just pops itself into position. So cool. Love it. Do the other side again one more time for you. And actually putting, when I put the corner around it, it takes the pressure off that corner. My first prototype that I did, or actually my second one, when I decided I didn't need that part, it cracked there and I didn't like it. So just push, and it will start to go in, and it will suddenly flare. Easy peasy. I love it, and I hope you do too. I do so hope that you've enjoyed SpringWatch. I love doing this series. It's a lot of hard work, 14 projects in 14 days, but I had great fun making them. I love getting them out on video to you. I love hearing your thoughts on my projects, and I love seeing what you've made as well. Back to normal from Monday, so my Monday, Wednesday, Friday projects as normal, and every single day over on my blog. So if you're new to me, you've just discovered me during SpringWatch, on my blog I have a project 7 days a week. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me during SpringWatch, and I hope to speak to you soon. Bye.